Mingla, welcome to MI Radio's Myanmar Today. We'll be bringing you the latest news and reports from around Myanmar. I am Henry Zin. First off, we have Luto's discussion to join the Hague rules. Another report on the UMFCCI Centennial Celebration to be held in the near future. A story coverage on Amban farmers claiming good agricultural practices cuts down farming costs. And lastly, a report on the Leonardo opera Omnia exhibition. Now, before we get to the reports, why don't we have a look at what's happening in local news. Amilda Luto Speaker Mawin Kaintan received German Ambassador Thomas Karl Neisinger in Naypyidaw on Monday. The officials discussed strengthening Myanmar-Germany friendly relations and cooperation, parliamentary business of both countries, Hans Saido Foundation's assistance in developing Myanmar's Lutos, and steps to amend the 2008 constitution. Commander-in-Chief of Defence Services Senior General Mae Aung Hlaing and the Tamador delegation are in Bangkok, Thailand, to attend the Defence and Security 2019 event. The Senior General visited Marsun Public Company and observed its shipyard on Monday. The Senior General also visited I Group, which focuses on e-education. The I Group Asia Pacific Limited is a Hong Kong-registered multinational organization with offices spanning 14 countries in the Asia Pacific region and with a total staff force of over 1,200. They provide e-journals, e-books, e-library, and database services. The first media and information literacy course for the staff members of Myanmar Radio and Television under the Ministry of Information was launched in Dakon in Naypyidaw on Monday. The Deputy Minister for Information, Uwang Latun, made an opening remark on the course, saying the rise in number of social media users who search for information and entertainment on mobile phones and that the media and information literacy has become crucial for identifying false news, rumors, hate speech, and fake news in deceiving others. He also said the course was intended to help the civil service staff understand accountability and responsibility in using the internet. A conference on investing in Myanmar government bonds was organized at the Melia Hotel on Monday. It was jointly organized by the Ministry of Planning and Finance, the Asian Development Bank, and the UK's Department for International Development. Deputy Minister Uma Mawin delivered an opening remark on the conference where experts from ADB, DFID, Japan, Thailand, Georgia and Myanmar discussed development of Myanmar investment markets, loan management policies of Japan, experiences of bonds in Thailand, selling of government bonds to settle budget deficits in Georgia, emerging government bonds in Myanmar and regional government bonds in respective currencies. The Ministry of Planning and Finance has been selling securities and exchange in auction systems since 2015 to the state-owned banks, private banks, foreign outlet banks, securities and exchanges companies, and insurance companies. The conference was aimed to promote the primary bond market of Myanmar to the secondary level. That's all with the local news, and here's the first report on Myanmar Today. In the second time Pidangsu Luto 14th session held on Monday, the Luto representatives discussed about Myanmar to sign the agreement regarding the International Convention for the Unification of Certain Rules of Law relating to Bills of Lading, Hague Rules, Hague Visby Rules, and SDR Protocol. David Tanner has the details.
The Hague or Hague-Visby rules are a mandatory framework of rights and obligations that apply to the carriage of goods by sea. Outside of this basic framework, the parties to a contract of carriage are free to negotiate additional terms as they wish. At Pidangsu Luto, Uma Mawin from Ayeyarwady Region Constituency 5 discussed.
The
law that Myanmar has been using, such as the Bill of Lading Act, the Carriers Act, and the Myanmar Carriage of Goods by Sea Act, was accomplished and settled guidelines in May 2017. With those applied guidelines for the acts that I have mentioned above, Department of Inland Water Transport has done meetings in collaboration with Myanmar Nautical Experts Association and Myanmar International Commodities Transportation to coordinate for Myanmar owners of overseas cargo ships, and came up with the idea that they should sign in accordance with the Hague-Visby rules and SDR protocol.
U Mau Mau also continued for the advantages of signing in the convention as well.
By signing the International Convention for the Unification of Certain Rules of Law relating to bills of lading, Hague Rules, Hague Visby Rules, and SDR Protocol, we may have advantages and benefits between maritime transportation and traders by help giving necessary information among the traders in paying entrance fees. While paying each respective entrance fee, the fee may also be given by standardized SDR Protocol's current price and exchange it with Myanmar's current price. That is why Myanmar should agree to sign the International Convention for the Unification of Certain Rules of Law relating to bills of lading, Hague Rules, Hague Visby Rules, and SDR Protocol.
At Pidangsu Ludo, U Tan Zin Thong, Dakina Theory constituency also discussed regarding to the convention.
By participating in the convention, documents related to commodities transportation will be more secure and firmer. We can also protect certain complications that may be in hindrance for commodities transportation. We may also be able to receive rights in the way that is meant to be in this sector in international standard. But before signing, we should compare to the current price of SDR protocol's currency and Myanmar's JAT. With that said, I want to confirm my support for signing the International Convention for the Unification of Certain Rules of Law relating to bills of lading, Hague Rules, Hague Visby Rule, and SDR Protocol.
After the discussions of the Ludo representatives, the representative from Ministry of Transport and Communications make a summary and submit the verdict to the Speaker of Pidangsu Ludo.
Asoba Hague Rules, Hague Visby Rules, and SDR Protocol doma.
Regarding the discussions to sign International Convention for the Unification of Certain Rules of Law relating to bills of lading, Hague Rules, Hague Visby Rules, and SDR Protocol, Ministry of Transport and Communications will be carrying out respectfully for the ideas and suggestions by both Ludo representatives. With that said, I would like to request the confirmation to sign the International Convention for the Unification of Certain Rules of Law relating to bills of lading, Hague Rules, Hague Visby Rules, and SDR Protocol to the Speaker of Pidangsu Ludo.
International Convention for the Unification of Certain Rules of Law relating to bills of lading 1924, Hague Rules, Hague Visby Rules, and SDR Protocol doma.
Reporter David Tanner reporting from Myanmar International Radio.
That's a report on Ludo's discussion to join the Hague Rules. Alright, it's time now to check on weather forecast in Myanmar. In Yangon, it'll be partly sunny during the day and the skies will be clear at night. The temperature throughout the day will be in the 30s and there's an incredibly low chance of rain for the day, so we may have to bear the Yangon heat, but there's winds of up to 9 km per hour. In Naypyidaw, it's a pleasant weather with sunshine and patchy clouds during the day, and the night sky will be clear. The temperature throughout the day will be in the 30s as well, and there's also a very, very low chance of rain for the day, but of course there's winds of up to 7 km per hour. In Mandalay, it's partly sunny during the day and there'll be clear skies at night. The temperature throughout the day will be in the 30s and quite unfortunately we may have to bear the heat in the city as well, since there's really no chance of rain at all for the day, but winds travelling at 6 km per hour. Well, we have another report coming up and then we'll check on the stocks and currency exchange rates. The Union of Myanmar Federation of Chambers of Commerce and Industry is going to hold a grand celebration in Naypyidaw to mark its centenary year. Our reporter Yenai will tell us more about this special event.
The Union of Myanmar Federation of Chambers of Commerce and Industry, UMFCCI, which is representing all private sectors in the country, was first founded back in 100 years ago. It begins its centenary in this year. UMFCCI was established in 1919 to mark its 100th anniversary
A state-level ceremony will be held on November 22nd at Myanmar International Convention Center 2, MICC 2, in Naypyidaw, starting from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Speaking to the media on the event details, Vice Chairman of UMFCCI, Dr. Mamang Lay, said,
well-wishers, development partners, the institution.
This event will also be graced by the heads of the state, respective government departments, local and international organizations, as well as the embassies in the country. As it is once-in-a-lifetime event of the institution, the event will also be so special and splendid, and everybody will attend.
U A Win, Joint General Secretary of UMFCCI, also gives details on how special the event to the members and why they choose Naypyidaw for its centennial event.
We chose Naypyidaw for this event celebration because it is different from other celebrations. Particularly, UMFCCI is related to the whole country as well as every other private sector organizations. So we come up with the idea to celebrate as a state event and choose Naypyidaw.
In 1919, the institution was introduced by a group of patriotic youths. Meanwhile, it has been going through 6 eras, namely from the colonial era, Japanese colonial era, Anti-Fascist People's Freedom League, locally Pasapala era, after the independence socialist era, military government era, and now the era of the civil government, which strives forward a multi-party democracy. On the special day of the Centennial Celebration in Naypyidaw, a documentary of the history of the Myanmar Federation of Chambers of Commerce and Industry, UMFCCI, will also be screening to the attendees.
In this event, there will be a lot more exhibits which tell the history of the institution for the knowledge to the members, and our members are on the list of priorities. They all are invited to come and join us. Altogether, we have over 1,500 guests invited to the event, including the departments of the government ministries, the partner organizations, our members, executive members, affiliated associations, international networks, and embassies in the country.
During the event, in the morning, there will also be seminars and discussions on the titles such as Global Economy and Megatrends, Myanmar Economy and Future Prospects, and the Fourth Industrial Revolution 4.0 and Business. In the afternoon section, the union ministers, deputy ministers from the Ministry of Commerce, the Ministry of Industry, the Ministry of Planning and Finance, the Ministry of Investment and Foreign Economic Relations will participate in the discussions on the titles Building a Competitive Myanmar Economy and a Strategic Investment for the Future. The discussions will also be joined by the public-private organizations, both local and international. With a century-old journey, the institution has now more than 15,000 members. Among them, over 14,000 are registered as companies, and the rest are registered as individuals and associations.
That's a report on the UMFCCI Centennial Celebration to be held in the near future. Well, here we have the information on currency rates from Myanmar's central bank. $1 is at 1,516 kyats. 1 Chinese renminbi is at 216 kyats. 1 euro is at 1,677 kyats. 1 pound sterling is at 1,964 kyats. 1 Singapore dollar is at 1,114 kyats. 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 365 kyats. 1 Thai baht is at 50 kyats, and the Indian rupee is at 21 kyats. Gold is trading at $1,470. Silver is at $17, and Brent crude oil is at $56. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI remains at 12,000. MTSH is at 3,800. MCB remains at 8,200. FPB is at 23,000. TMH dropped 50 and it's at 2,950. You're with MI Radio's Myanmar Today. You can log on to our website at miradio.com.mm and catch many other great programs of MI Radio live on the website. We're also running on FM 96.1 in Yangon, 96.5 in Manali, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. Alternatively, you can download our app on both iOS and Android platforms. It's easy to search. Just type in Myanmar INTL Radio and you find the app. Download it on your devices so you can listen to our radio programs on the go. Stay with us as we bring you more reports on Myanmar Today. Farmers in Omban of Shan State told media that the use of good agricultural practices in farming cuts down costs. Myanmar is gradually catching up with safe and good practices on their farms. Every year, Myanmar farmers are trying to be GAP certified. They became increasingly aware of the benefits of catching up with GAP standard. Our reporter Agajo will tell us more on these farmers adopting the practice and the challenges they face. Here's the report.
Farmers in Omban of Shan State told media that the use of good agricultural practices, GAP, in farming cuts down costs. Myanmar is gradually catching up with safe and good practices on their farms. Every year, Myanmar farmers are trying to be GAP certified. Recently, about 200 farmers from Shan State and Magwe region received training on GAP and 60 achieved the certificates. Potato farmers in Omban shared the benefits and results evident after switching to GAP on their farms.
I grow potatoes of about 6 acres. Firstly, we have to assess if our land, soil are good for cultivation or not. Then, they test the soil's quality at the laboratory. We can grow potatoes if we pass the test. Before we knew the method, we used the traditional methods. It's important to choose the species, and a lot of species here are from Netherlands, India, and China. Over the past years, we sold to brokers first, not directly to customers. Now we can directly send the products to merchants without brokers. It is good for us. Growing potatoes is challenging, and like other vegetables, and the farming cost is very expensive. If we cannot grow carefully, systematically, the potatoes can be destroyed. Potatoes depends on its species. Netherlands species is good for French fries because of its sweetness. Chinese species are cheap, but it cannot reproduce.
Good agricultural practices, GAP, are specific methods when applied to agriculture which create food for consumers or further processing that is safe and wholesome. While there are numerous competing definitions of what methods of constitute good agricultural practices, there are several broadly accepted schemes that producers can adhere to. 48 farmers across Shan State recently received good agricultural practice certificates on 14th of November in Omban. Metro Wholesale Myanmar and the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Irrigation last year gave trainings to over 200 farmers across Shan State and Magwe region. Of 200, 62 showed compliance and got GAP certified.
There is a technique in GAP system and also have to follow the rules because there are a lot of chemicals and minerals. Before we used to grow with traditional methods. By using this system, the crop yields increase and even tripled. The system employs easy techniques as well as healthy for the consumers. We cannot say how much difference it has on the market right now. This GAP practice reduced 2/3 of our budgets in fertilizers, and agriculturalists also help us which way is better to increase the crop yields and so on. If we grow systematically in line with GAP, the crop yields increase and we can cut down the cost. The cost is up to 1.5 million chests per acre, including potato species and fertilizers, but it depends on the species also. It took 3 to 4 months to get GAP certificate. Firstly, they came to test our soil, if it can grow potato or not. Then they bring the soil to laboratory. and we also ensure the crops are healthy and also have benefits for us.
30% of Myanmar's GDP comes from agriculture sector, and it makes up 25% of the export products. It is very crucial a sector for the country's economy. This is Agajo reporting for Myanmar International Radio.
That's a report on Amban farmers claiming good agricultural practices cuts down farming costs. And here's the last report on the Leonardo Opera Omnia exhibition. As a remark of the 500th anniversary of the death of Leonardo da Vinci, an art exhibition is being held from the 9th of November to the 2nd of December. The replicas of the masterpieces of Leonardo da Vinci is of the same size as the originals and with high resolution are displayed, and the public can observe them free of charge. Thola Suzin has more.
To honor Leonardo da Vinci, the world's most influential artist, the exhibition called Leonardo Opera Omnia is being held from 9 November to 2nd December at Rosewood Hotel Yangon as part of the celebration of the 500th anniversary of his death. The exhibition is organized by the Embassy of Italy in Yangon.
Well, the occasion for this exhibition is the 500th anniversary of the death of Leonardo da Vinci. So the Ministry for Foreign Affairs in Rome wanted to celebrate his genius, and organized a special tour around Asia of this exhibition, which puts together the reproductions, true to scale and high fidelity reproductions of all the masterpieces by Leonardo da Vinci. And this exhibition is going only to 5 countries in Asia, including also Myanmar. So it is actually very important that Myanmar is one of these countries. Italy recognizes the importance and the potential of Myanmar also for the development of our cultural bilateral relationships.
Leonardo da Vinci is inspired by the people all around the world for his ideas and his important role of the Renaissance period of Europe.
Leonardo da Vinci
Leonardo da Vinci was not just a painter, he played an important role in the Renaissance period of Europe. He was also an architect, scientist, and astronomer, sculptor, engineer, and inventor. For the paintings, as his aptitude was incredible, his artworks remain famous worldwide to these days.
I think Leonardo da Vinci is an incredible symbol of hope and progress for the entire mankind. And I say this because Leonardo da Vinci was the legitimate son of a very rich man, of a notary, and of a peasant woman. So he could have access only to a basic education. He knew how to read and write, and he had the basic knowledge of mathematics. But he managed to produce by himself an encyclopedic knowledge, and to achieve incredible scientific discoveries, basically by learning everything by himself, simply by observing nature and by experimenting. So he is really, for me, he is the symbol of the power of human mind. Well, Leonardo da Vinci still represents for Italian people, and I think elsewhere in the world, the greatest mind. I don't think that after him, mankind was ever blessed by a genius of this caliber. So he represents the freedom of expression of the mind, and is also a testimony of what human beings, even if of course they have limits, because we are only human, of what human beings can achieve when they let their minds go free and experiment and observe nature and trying to improve their own knowledge and try to overcome all the boundaries.
The exhibition has already organized in Georgia, Beijing, Canton, Kuala Lumpur, Bangkok, and after Yangon it will be in Jakarta.
It is very valuable for us to observe the replicas of the same size as the original paintings with high resolution just here in Yangon. It is difficult to go to Europe to see the artworks, but we can now see the paintings, which will provide nearly the same feelings with the original ones because of the advanced technical production.
The embassy wants to promote the cultural relationship between the two countries through this exhibition.
We do all these cultural initiatives to develop friendship with you, and we are reassured every time to see that the reaction of the young public is always, bigger and bigger, and then we have more and more followers to our cultural event. We will try to do more also next years, but we are really happy that we are doing this, and we do it generally out of friendship.
Not only the paintings are displayed, the exhibition also includes the workshop, performances, movie screening, artwork competition, and other many related activities. This is the opportunity for the younger public to be exposed to Leonardo's unique pictorial works. The exhibition is open to the public every day from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. with free of charge. That's all for now. This is Dora Swissin from MI Radio.
And that's all the reports on Myanmar today. Now let's carry on with international news. A new study suggests that global wind speeds have increased substantially since 2010 after decades of decline. Scientists say they believe that changes in the patterns of ocean and atmospheric circulation are behind the rise. The researchers say the discovery is very good news for the wind energy industry. They believe that speedier winds will see the energy produced grow by about 37%. From the 1980s, scientists detected a marked decrease in the speed of winds around the world. Termed terrestrial stilling, the decline was large enough that had it continued until the end of this century, global wind speed would have declined by 21%. The authors of the study say this would have halved the amount of power available from the wind industry. Ford has unveiled its all-electric Mustang Mach E at a glitzy event in Los Angeles that included an appearance by actor Idris Elba. The top-range version of the car can travel up to 370 miles on a full charge and recharge 57 miles of range in 10 minutes on a high-power charge. There are buttons in place of conventional door handles and storage space under the front bonnet. The fastest model can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 5 seconds. In comparison, the Tesla Model X100D can do 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.4 seconds. Like the Tesla, the Mustang Mach-E has a 15.5-inch touchscreen beside the steering wheel. Prices range from $44,000 to $60,000 in the US. In other news, thousands of Disney customers say they have been hacked after signing up to its online streaming service. Since Disney Plus went live, hackers have stolen thousands of customers' accounts and put them up for sale on the dark web, according to a report. People waited on telephone and online chat lines for hours, and many still say that Disney has yet to sort their problems. The company has not replied to a request for comment. Disney's answer to Netflix, Disney Plus, is an online platform where fans can view its movies, short films, and TV shows, including the Marvel and Star Wars franchises. 10 million people signed up in its first week. Disney Plus has not yet launched in the UK, but is available in the United States, Canada, and the Netherlands. Well, that's going to wrap it up on today's Myanmar Today. Thank you for joining me and hope you have a pleasant day. I am Henry Zin. See you again.